All right, so we're about to do the part of the show where we talk about our top three favorite and worst of Wednesday Night War. Yes, Wednesday Night War between NXT and AEW, even with the for once politically between Harris versus Pence, we could throw that in there. And I'm definitely gonna say one of my worst. It was God, I don't know how to say this properly, but yo, they what they're doing to my girl Zia Lee is not cool. Okay, I don't like her with the losing streak. She's fine as hell. I think she could be a great superstar for NXT, but it's like they're not utilizing her well. That right there has been one of my unfavorable thing so far from yesterday. Another thing too is the timing that they gave for Big Swole and Shayna. Nothing against women, okay? I love women wrestling. I'm even wearing the breast cancer awareness shirts and all. I rock pink during October, but it's just like the match was just too extensive. I feel like it could have been shortened in a way that Big Swole could have shown how powerful she is instead of making it more dragging. You know what I'm saying? Unless if Chris Jericho couldn't compete for the full 10 or 15 minutes left of the show, I felt like that match could have been a little bit shortened out. And lastly, I'm just going to give it to it's not my favorite moment is that Harlan, a future NXT star, and his injury at the end, even though he got the W, the injury though give it a big L in my book.
Um, I would have to agree that might be one of my worst thing. I would say not even just his injury, just injuries overall for all the brands altogether. That's been affecting. I feel like every sport, football, basketball, everything. But I feel for wrestling, it's been affecting the storyline and everything. The injuries, I feel like that's one of the worst things, basically, especially for Wednesday Night Wars. I will say the Big Swole match wasn't my favorite, and I feel like it was there as a filler, but I feel like they could have picked somebody else, especially for that division being what it is. They could have developed other people. Even we haven't seen Abaddon in so long. I know she's probably done matches at AEW Dark, but she's
Mm-hmm.
another star that you, especially getting closer to Halloween, why don't you start using her? You know what I'm saying? Like, at least bring her. I know she's not like a gimmick thing, but like, yes, there's potential in her. And also the TNT Championship, that match didn't need the blood. Didn't It was just like didn't do it for me. And it was just like it. It was just like I could care. Like, honest for me, if I didn't watch that match, when
Mm-hmm.
the time in there it was,
Mm-hmm.
and the basically I think it was around 9:15. Um, if you took that match from me out of yesterday, I feel the show would have been the same or probably a little bit better because you got straight to the point. You given more time for other people. But I feel that's one of the, like, not the worst of the week, but I would say getting into the best of the week. I would say Orange Cassidy challenging Cody. I like that story, and I like that he was
Okay.
able to kind of make the story better because of Orange Cassidy. So when I was seeing it live, I was like, I was down because Cody won, but I saw Orange Cassidy made it a lot better. I would say the cameos. I like the cameos, especially we got to see different people throughout history and different categories of like sport. We've seen people from boxing, from basketball, rock and roll. So I like that they all kind of given their gratitude and thanks to Chris Jericho being 30 years of service in the industry of wrestling and basic entertainment overall. And I would say also, I would say the interaction of MJF, the promo and interaction MJF and Chris Jericho. I feel that's money. No matter what they do, they could just be just smiling at each other. It's just funny, and it's just like makes the whole thing entertaining, and as well as the ending credits of AEW, which was great.
All right, fair enough. So I'm gonna start with my favorites with one opposing to one of your unfavorite, and it was the dog collar match. Blood. is, you said, is unnecessary. To me, it's just part of the element when you have like weapon in this type of match, especially when there's no count out. Even though I don't know why the ref started to count when both people were on the, I just don't understand
I
that.
feel they all have to do back to referee training or something because it's everybody, all the brands.
It blew me away when I started hearing one. I'm like, wait, one what? Nobody's submitted. Nobody is in like. But anyway, I digress. That match itself, I'm going to say it's my favorite. I like how they was able to be all over the place. Try to stay consistent. I'm glad that none of the stables member interfere with the match in any shape or form to get that type of chaos that we saw last week. I like that the Hammer himself was there as a like a guardian angel, you know, being proud of the legacy that he left 20 plus years ago and seeing it being done in a new form. And I think he had to be pleased with that match. So that right there to me is more reason why I liked it. And of course, with what you stated, Orange Cassidy challenging Cody Rhodes at the end, that right there made it even like up there to be my favorite moment on Wednesday Night War. Second favorite, I'm going to go to NXT. Wow, shocking. Yeah, I know. But like I said, I don't hate women at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just like those two matches were not my favorite one at all. But the tag team match between Rick Lee and Ember Moon versus Dakota Kai and Raquel, that was pretty nice because now we see where Ember Moon is at. You know what I'm saying? And from the end of that match itself, too, we're seeing that, you know, Rick Lee and Ember Moon are in the race, and they're going for who's going to be the number one contender for the spot to go against Io Shirai, which makes sense. And then you still have Toni Storm, who has not even showed her physical presence in NXT, but once it does too, it could be a fatal four-way. It could be a triple threat match for the number one contendership. The story is endless for this type of group. So that is why I'm very pleased and very happy of what NXT is doing with their women division in that certain area. And lastly, going back to AEW, even though honorable mention, I'm going to have to give it to the Kushida and Ciampa match, because even though it didn't end it, but Kushida is still getting the push. He didn't technically lose, but he also didn't win. And yet he put in Valentine Dream now with Ciampa with Kushida now. You're spicing things up, so that's like an honorable mention on my side.
Well, I know this is gonna be a shocker for you and everybody listening, but I'm leaning towards liking Cameron Grimes. I don't know what's there's a change or something, but I know he was annoying. But I feel like now that I see more of him, I understand his point of view. But maybe he's a star in the making. I know he was a star at Impact, but that's just like my flagrant topic and on our mention for the show.
Why?
Yeah.
You know what? Let me just mention mine to save this last portion of our segment, because right there you just like, wow. Yeah. My last one is, as I mentioned earlier, my favorite match was the Hybrid 2 versus FTR for the Tag Team Championship. Again, even though Evan was a little bit shaky and he was doing these crazy maneuvers, which somewhat was not necessary, and I'm not sure he really injured his right knee that they were targeted throughout the whole match, but the balance that Angelo and Evans give to each other, it's such a beautiful thing, and I'm hoping that we get more of it, because like Angelo with like, I feel like FTR couldn't really stop him. You know what I'm saying? They knew that he was a big factor, and that's why the main target was Evans throughout the whole match, fighting, and that is why I really enjoyed it, even though it also was a clean win too. Not like last week where we had that stupid situation with a freaking foot under the ring and under the rope itself. This one, it was a clean win, where we seen as well that it was some way of telling Young Buck, hey, F you. because it's something that they would done, you know, during their match too. The sequence that they usually do, which is a suplex from top and then like a full body splash to their opponent. So, with that being said, guys, this is the Providence Lucha Talk. If you like what you heard and you like how we do things, please make sure you follow us. You know what I'm saying? You found us by mistake. We say thank you. And also, please hit the like button. Please follow us on the social media. We're on the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as the YouTube. You know, give us the 5-star on the Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And, you know, just rock with your boys because we're going to continue doing this until we decide to take a break. And guess what? Wrestling don't really take breaks. So, anywho, this is your boy, Jay Aguila.
This is Luisito.
And we said buenas noches.
See ya.